Welcome back to The Kitchen. We are excited to have you today. In this episode, we're going to be talking about gruesome guests at weddings. Specifically, people who just make everyone's life a living hell at a wedding. So we have some great submissions. This is a written by you episode. If you want your story to be featured on the podcast, we have a link below. Just submit your story, completely anonymous. And we would love to read it, react to it, judge you, and judge the guests who you're bashing. This episode is sponsored and brought to you by Wedditor, one of our favorite high-end wedding editing houses. We're excited to have them in our corner. But without further ado, let's cook.
Living in a daydream, ooh, such a sweet thing. Life on the big screen, it's such a beautiful scene, yeah.
Good afternoon, Nathan.
Good afternoon, Jacob. How we doing?
Doing great. Doing good. It's a good Monday.
Yeah.
I always feel new on Mondays.
Yeah.
People always hate Mondays. I really
really
love
like
Mondays.
I do too.
My wife hates them. So don't say this to her, but I love them.
She does work in a corporate office,
Yeah,
though.
it's different.
That's understandable.
Monday night, yeah. But I just feel like it's a fresh new week, new goals, new tasks, new organization. I like Mondays.
We take our Sundays pretty seriously.
We do.
Yeah, both you and
I had
I.
a great Sunday yesterday.
What'd you do?
Slept in, which always feels amazing.
Great.
Did we have breakfast? What did I do yesterday?
Isn't that so weird?
Did we eat something?
You can't remember like what you did over the
I don't
weekend?
remember. I just remember it was a really well-rested day.
Yeah.
Went to church, had a great time. Had dinner at the in-laws. Had great conversations at the in-laws.
Mm.
And then watched Hijack last night.
You started
Yeah.
and got a good...
Just a well-rested day.
That sounds like a
Sundays,
good
yeah.
Sunday.
It's a great
Yeah,
weekend.
no. I always love Mondays because, like, for some reason, on the weekends, I always go to bed earlier than weekdays. It's
Same.
it's
Yeah.
usually the other way around, like, growing up.
Yeah.
But for some reason, like on like Friday nights, when I don't feel like there's any responsibilities the next day, really, I'm just like so relaxed,
Yeah.
and we're just sitting there. I'm like, I'm just gonna go to bed. It's like 9:30, 10. I'm like, I'm going to bed. I'll fall asleep to college football or something.
Oh, yeah.
But like Monday night, tonight, tomorrow, like it'll be kind of
I'll stay up late. Yeah. Sadly.
just always thinking about
Yeah, I
stuff.
think it was Wednesday night. No, Thursday night. My PS5 controller came in, so I played OG Fortnite.
yeah, you're on the
all
OG
night, and
Fortnite,
I didn't go to sleep.
When?
I
When was
didn't go to
this?
sleep. I think it was like Thursday night.
You played through the whole night.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm trying to think about Friday night. Did we
remember.
see each other
I
Friday?
don't remember. I was a mess. And then Saturday, I woke up at noon because we had nothing going on, and that felt great to catch up. And
Yeah.
then we set up Christmas.
You set up
Got our
Christmas
tree out.
already.
Yeah, put our tree up. We've just been like bored, so I have to put Christmas up to make it more happy around here. Like, all right, let's do it.
You guys do like celebrating Christmas the day after
Oh
Halloween.
yeah. Oh yeah.
November
I think
1st.
Thanksgiving is grouped in with Christmas vibes, so feels good. We have peppermint candles in the house and
Really?
those scented pine cones.
Those are I
Put
love
in the
those.
tree.
I love those.
Yeah. So it's Christmas time at the Weislers.
Yeah.
Looks great.
I've always been a Christmas strictly after Thanksgiving, but I think this year, just kind of like
Put it up, man.
yeah, I think it's just like I
It's
love
the vibes.
Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I
think
love
about
the
all the
food.
Thanksgiving movies you've watched. It's always with Christmas
Yeah,
vibes.
It's always Christmas. It's
Yeah.
always leading up to Christmas. But this would be the first year where I kind of erased that line
do it. I don't even care. I'm happier with Christmas stuff up.
with a Christmas
Jolly
decoration.
November.
Yeah,
Because we take it down the day after Christmas usually. It's like gone. So
yeah, same.
might as well enjoy it.
It feels weird having it up in January.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever made it to January.
In fact, the people that keep like their red and green Christmas lights on through January, it's just like
Yeah, I can't stand those people.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
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 But speaking of Christmas, I got you some gifts.
oh yeah.
We got two different
Okay,
chocolates.
what's on the menu today?
All right,
Chef.
Well, let's first off, when I went to the place today,
Caputo's.
it was Caputo's,
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City.
Also, did you guys know that Utah is the #1 location for chocolatiers?
The most densely populated chocolatier
So if you want to become a
population.
professional chocolatier,
Come to Utah.
like the hub is Utah, the mecca for chocolatiers is
In the
Utah.
U.S. at least.
In
Like,
the
I'm-
U.S.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't compete with Switzerland, but
Granted, this was from one guy. We're taking it all at his face value.
but he knew his
He
stuff.
did know his stuff.
Yeah.
When we got that what was it, like a s'mores chocolate bar to sample, just casually throwing his dig at us,
yeah.
because we were like, oh, that tastes so
'Cause
good.
I love s'more stuff.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was really good. He just kind of threw his dig, like, yeah, like that tastes good, but inclusion bars are all right. And that's the first time I ever heard of inclusion bars.
Inclusion bars.
And then he
a new word,
explained
yeah.
it like, yeah, basically any crappy chocolate, if you put stuff in it, is going to taste good.
Yeah.
And then, both kind of swore. I swore off of s'mores chocolates.
I don't
After
love
he gave me
s'more
the
chocolate.
Amano chocolate.
I can't think of like many. I like s'mores.
Love s'mores.
I had a s'mores caramel apple. Caramel apple? How do you say caramel? I don't know why I just said it that way.
I say caramel, but
Caramel. I think I do too. Caramel.
I think the correct way is caramel.
I don't think I say caramel. That
I,
sounds
I
weird.
say caramel.
Caramel. I say caramel.
Yeah, just
anyway,
easy.
I had a s'more caramel apple. Delicious. It was bomb. Huge fan.
S'more caramel apple.
Yeah. Anyway.
So
But
the caramel and then like roll in like
no, it was
s'more?
a chocolate base, like a very thin layer dipped in chocolate, and then a very thin layer dipped in caramel, and then a graham cracker crumb on the out, like it's completely dusted in graham crackers, and then there were just marshmallows on top.
Wow, that sounds
Yeah, it was
great.
good.
Wow.
So it wasn't like chocolate with s'more.
Yeah.
It was definitely a s'more.
That sounds
Yeah, but
sounds
s'more
incredible.
chocolate. He gave us the sample, and we were like not impressed
Well,
because he was
like,
also saying it as we were eating. He's like, "You shouldn't be impressed." And so
yeah.
we're like, okay.
Well, like we liked it, but it wasn't until he explained to us, like,
Yeah.
and we're just so petty
chocolate
with our
should stand
food.
on its own.
Yeah, it should stand on its own.
And then he gave us that one chocolate.
It's like a good piece of meat,
He said you'll
should
taste
stand. Mm-hmm.
blueberry, you'll taste lavender,
Orange?
and you'll taste orange. It's like none of those ingredients are in the chocolate bar.
None of 'em.
It's the natural cocoa bean.
The way they ferment it.
Yeah. The natural bean has all those flavors inside already. So it's just chocolate.
Yeah.
There's no other flavors. That blew my mind.
Yeah. It was
Down that bar last night.
Amano chocolate, and it was from like
From Utah.
Yeah, but the cocoa bean was from, was it the DR? It was something like that.
Oh yeah. I
Costa,
think they're all
Costa
from
Rica or
South
something.
America.
But yeah, the place is in Orem, which is 10 minutes from here.
Once again, Utah's the goat.
If you want to be a chocolatier, come to Utah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Maybe I do.
Anyways, going back to the story, I went to Caputo's today at about noon-ish. Packed, absolutely packed. The line was like almost through the door. So there wasn't really anyone at the chocolatier desk. They were all making sandwiches.
Yeah.
So I chose these blindly.
I trust you.
This yellow
of the
one,
time.
Thomas Keller Armando Mani, K plus M, extra virgin dark chocolate, 70% cocoa citrus.
I do like 70%.
Apparently, their trademark is they use extra virgin olive oil in these. So that one's yours, and we'll taste each one. This one is called Omnam from Iceland, Reykjavik.
Okay, hilarious story. I was in first or second grade, and we were reading Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And you know, like that, your mom's baking powder, the chocolate stuff, the cocoa powder,
Yeah.
in that brown container, at the Hershey's cocoa
the Hershey's
powder.
Cocoa, yeah.
It's COCO powder.
COCOA.
No, but that brand is COCO something. It's like spelled cocoa without the A. That brand.
Isn't it
That
just
branch
Hershey's
of
Cocoa?
Hershey's. No, yeah, but something. I'm pretty sure it's COCO powder. It's like a
Okay.
playoff. It's like they're trying to make cocoa sound cooler.
Okay.
So I always thought that's how cocoa was spelled growing up. And then when I learned like it's with an A at the end, we were reading Charlie and the
Threw you
Chocolate
for a loop.
Factory. We were reading out loud, paragraph by paragraph, and it was my turn. And I got the paragraph where Willy Wonka's discovering chocolate bars in the jungle. And I read cocoa bean. And I
Cocoa.
thought that was how you said it. And I didn't know
Cocoa.
what it was. And I was like, cocoa. And everyone laughed at me.
What still messes with me is the cacao when it's the COA.
Yeah.
Cocoa versus cacao,
Anyway.
But
Good for your body, good for your soul.
Does it say that on there?
Balanced by flavors of zested lemon, orange essence, and fragrant yuzu. The hell's a yuzu?
I don't know what a yuzu is. What is this
Is
one?
it fruit?
I was really
Oh, it's a
hesitant.
plant.
What is it called? Yuzu?
Nintendo Switch emulator. Oh, it's like a type of lemon.
Oh. I was nervous to get the Iceland one because they're really famous for black licorice. Did you know that in Iceland?
Yeah.
Black licorice.
Yeah.
So
You a black licorice guy?
I hate black licorice.
Oh, really?
I hate it.
Like Good and Plenty's?
Hate it.
Oh, really?
Get out of
Oh,
here.
I love it.
No, I don't like
I
it.
don't buy it, but I love it.
Are you a red vine or a Twizzler?
Red Vine. Die hard.
Red vines.
Grandma
all the
always
way.
said red vines. Kenzie
Love
loves
red
Twizzlers.
vines.
But I'll eat the nibs.
I
Twizzler
love the nibs.
Those
I
are
do.
bomb.
I do love the nibs. Did you ever, growing up, when you went to the movies, did you ever get the Twizzlers or the red vines and you bite off both ends and use it as a straw?
Yeah, maybe once.
Once.
Didn't work super well, so I think I never did it again.
With the red vines, it doesn't. It kind of
Then
like
it ruined
dissolves.
your Sprite.
Yeah. With the Twizzlers, they're kind of like sturdy enough.
Yeah.
a little plasticky enough that it works well as a straw.
Yeah.
So I converted from Twizzler to Red Vine, but
A
anyway.
yuzu is a mix between a tangy lemon, bitter grapefruit, and a sweet orange.
Where's that grown?
Napa, California.
Wow. Guess we're moving to Napa. This one has, in the ingredients, it says crispy raspberries. Man. Give it the taste.
Yeah, why not?
I think we're just going to start doing these every week. Probably going to be chocolate, but these things are pricey. They're going to put us under. All right.
Eat it like Charlie's dad and Willy Wonka and
Just
chocolate.
Chunk down that.
Okay.
I can taste
Like
the
it
orange.
dissolve in the palate.
I can taste the orange right away.
See, my favorite, I ask for this every Christmas. So I have one Christmas request every year.
Chocolate covered orange.
Is a chocolate covered orange.
Or I guess they're not chocolate covered. It's just the chocolate
Chocolate
oranges
orange, yeah.
where you smack them.
Oh, yeah, I love those things. You get one every year.
Did you say there is orange in the ingredients of this?
Yeah.
See, the other one we tried.
And at the aftertaste, you feel that? At the top? It's like, that's the yuzu. That must be the yuzu.
That's the yuzu.
Which is like a lemony, tangy grapefruit.
That's the yuzu I'm tasting.
It comes at the end very strongly.
The other chocolate we tried had kind of a similar orange taste, but didn't have any orange in it. That was what blew my mind.
That orange was definitely more of an aftertaste. Anyway, this is delicious.
Absolutely. Shall we try the Icelandic?
Yeah, please.
All right.
Guys, we'll get to the content eventually,
Yeah,
but
just
let us...
we like to have a nice slow intro. Let's see. Let me finish chewing so I'm not just chewing into the mic here. All right.
Also, we're going to discuss your punctuality today, or...
Absolutely.
Okay. Just every week we'll hold you accountable and how you've been.
I was 2 hours late today, everybody.
They had me up and at 'em at 9:30 for an errand, and then 11 o'clock rolled around, and
It was a new
neither
record.
here nor there.
But yeah, we'll get into that.
It's okay. I was doing plenty of stuff. I wasn't.
Let's see. No, I would,
Inconvenience.
for my own sake,
No,
I'd like to just have some
absolutely.
closure. Okay. This one's got cocoa beans from Madagascar, but made in Iceland for some. Okay. Sugar, cocoa butter, crispy
I
raspberries.
think it's like where the cocoa bean came from, but then they plant it and cultivate it and grow it in, like, you know what I mean? It's like
Or do they just take the
like
batch?
an American horse, but they breed them and raise them, that brand of horse in a different country.
I bet they just buy the batch of cocoa beans from Madagascar and then use these other ingredients from Iceland
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
make it. But yeah, it has crispy raspberries in it. It says that.
Toss it over.
Apparently, it's just sugar, tapioca starch, and raspberries. Very nice packaging.
Also, question for you about desserts. Are you a fried ice cream guy?
I do like a good fried ice cream. I've only ever had it homemade though.
Yeah. Kathleen made it last night.
Trippy, but I do like it. Wow.
Great packaging.
What packaging?
See a
Oh
wolf on
wow. No, this is like
it. See. Oh, one of those luxury
it's
chocolates.
like there's cocoa nibs.
Okay, so then that's the question back to that guy's point. If if you have to add things into the chocolate,
Is it going to stand on its own?
guess we'll never know.
Hey, maybe
It looks
I'm,
delicious.
Maybe I
I'm
missed
still all for, what's the word he used?
inclusion bars.
I'm still for
You want-
inclusion
you want-
bars.
I'll toss this to you.
My favorite inclusion bar, unshamefully, are the M&M chocolate bars.
Those are solid.
Those
I
are
like
amazing.
I like those a lot. Yeah. All right. Well, just taste this one for what it is.
And that's raspberry.
Raspberry.
See, I'm a huge fan of this.
That is good.
But yeah, I think
It's hard to tell just the chocolate.
I'll
the
take
other
that.
chocolate, yeah.
Yeah.
Other chocolate. The yellow one took the cake.
inclusion bars,
Yeah, good, but
definitely a crutch.
definitely those are some crispy raspberries. You're also not a fruity guy. Like ice cream, you don't like fruit ice cream.
Yeah, fruity ice cream, absolutely not. If you're gonna be fruity, just be a sorbet.
I agree.
But I'm definitely growing up and coming around to fruity chocolate and stuff.
Well,
I'm
the
maturing.
yellow, the first chocolate it won.
Definitely a winner.
Still solid, but
I'll eat that.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, you can taste it. That was
Yeah,
great.
you can definitely taste it.
Well,
What do we got on the table today?
your punctuality.
Oh, okay. So back to the whole Monday thing, right? What are you looking for?
My water.
You thirsty? Why don't you go grab a? Nah, you're Fiji again. Sponsor us, please.
I wish.
Oh, and I brought my
Yeah,
boss
but your
today.
saw that.
Sponsor us. Either one of us. So back to the Monday thing. Last night, had a great weekend.
The Monday thing.
Just like when we were talking about how we love Mondays. Okay.
And you
So
botched yours this
I
morning.
botched it. Huge. I'll take responsibility. But
I appreciate that.
yesterday, had a great day. We went to church, ran some errands, saw the fam for a sec, and then we went to a Friendsgiving.
Yeah.
I knew you'd have a little bit of an issue with that. But we went to a Friendsgiving. They went hard. Really good. Really good food. Honestly, I loved it.
What'd you eat? What'd you bring?
There was a whole lot. So there
bread.
was smoked turkey from the Traeger.
Turkey this year.
Really? Yeah, it was really good. Smoked turkey and then just like oven roasted turkey. Really good mashed potatoes. I was really surprised.
Should we host a Friendsgiving, or did you already
we
check it
should.
off your list with your other friends?
No, we should host one. We don't have a lot of friends though.
You do.
Dallin and Sam
I
can
have
come.
one.
Dallin and Sam.
He's here on the stage.
I'll be there, Jake. Okay. Really good mashed potatoes. It's a huge thing in the Tehan family
Sorry, last thought. I don't know if I can do a Friendsgiving with Dallin and Sam.
because they don't bring
I think I have a
anything.
hard time with it.
Yeah, they don't bring any food.
Onward.
We could have meat and bread. That's basically it. The mashed potatoes are really good.
Okay.
We grew up just with my dad making fun of mashed potatoes because whenever you scoop into them at Thanksgiving, you can't get them off the spoon. You kind of like do this. You know them-
Whose?
do you know the mashed potatoes I'm talking about? Have you ever had them like that? Where you try to like,
Correctly? Yeah.
yeah. And that's all it's ever been. Like with my extended family, they just are not good at making the mashed potatoes.
Add more milk.
So you'd think. So my dad always makes the mashed potatoes now.
Good.
And the girl who made them last night put in cream cheese, and it was just perfectly creamy. Anyway, good food. This morning, Kayla wakes up. Okay. First off,
Gordon Ramsay put sour cream in his mashed potatoes. Just a dollop. Not a
yeah,
lot.
sour cream, cream cheese.
So Kayla woke up.
So yeah, I wasn't even late because I like woke up or had a late morning. Like I woke up on time. I hit the snooze. Sure, sue me. You know. Okay, got up at 7:30. And Kayla was like, I think I'm gonna throw up. And I'm sitting here like getting ready for the gym, but I have that turmoil of like, do I stay and help or like what can I actually do? I decided to stay. Okay. It's 8:30.
Chivalry.
I know. I decided, yeah, it's not dead. So I decided to say, this was kind of like at 8:30 now, like kind of just like taking care of her and making sure everything's all right. 8:30, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to the gym. I'm just going to do a workout here. Just, something easy. And it was a body weight workout. And if I have a body weight workout, I need to follow a program or I get, whether it's my own or someone else's, I need it written down or I'll get distracted. And this program I was following, it's called Mountain Tough. And it said 30 minutes. Great. Done by 9, on with the day. And I think I just grossly overestimated my own abilities. Because there was beginner, intermediate, and advanced, like different rounds, different reps and stuff. And I did just the advanced.
Wow.
I know. Bold, I know. And instead of taking 30 minutes, it took me like an hour and 20 minutes.
I did.
So I got done a little after like 10.
It's wild.
After a 5-minute warm up and then a little like pull up progression, it was like an hour workout, hour and 20. I doubt it's doable in 30 minutes. Now that I think about it, I doubt it. But I guess I'll
I
try
can't really say
again.
anything. I'm like gonna call you weak, but I couldn't do that. Probably on the beginner level.
So yeah, that was the reason for my tardiness.
Well, I hope Kayla's feeling better.
Yeah, I'll probably go get her some Harmon soup.
I
here.
don't care that you were late. I was just working out. I made steak and eggs. I was waiting.
Great
Hung
breakfast.
out with Walter.
Fantastic
it was good.
breakfast.
Yeah, it was good.
So what a Monday. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I hope you all enjoy listening to us talk about our lives for 20 minutes before we
Was that really 20
actually
minutes?
talk about content. I think it was like 15.
We'll throw that in the intro. So
Yeah.
if you don't want to hear us chew and eat,
Honestly, let us know. If you
Yeah.
want to just get into the topic, we will. But if you just want to come here to hang out with us,
coming out.
let us know because we'll take your feedback and throw it in the trash can if we don't.
If we don't like it, okay.
But thank you guys for listening. We
Yeah.
get a lot of awesome comments and people are just excited for Wednesdays. And Nate and I genuinely, and I know every middle-aged or not middle-aged, every guy in their mid-20s does a podcast, and we're just one of the ranks. But I see why it's addicting. 'Cause it's just fun,
Yeah.
just to hang out and talk. And it's just always a good.
What do we got
Get
today?
out. Yeah, today we're going to talk about gruesome guests. Now, it's a pretty bland category name. Let us know in the comments if you have like a better name for it. But I want to have a category that was like all about guests and how, because I feel like at a lot of weddings it could go greatly, but there's always those guests who are just the worst, you
get in
know.
the way,
And so I want to dedicate a whole episode to that, because I'm sure there were stories, and sure enough, we have 5 stellar stories. And if you guys want to submit your own stories, we'll put that link below as well. So yeah, gruesome guests, and guests get annoying. Off the top of my head, I think of, I don't know if I've ever told this story on the podcast. Candace and Noah.
Name
one
dropping.
One of our favorite weddings in Park
sure.
City.
Yeah, sure.
They won one of my Jake Weiser. I think they won my giveaway when I did Jake Weiser Films when I hit
Courtney.
10,000 followers. I did a giveaway with Courtney, and we selected at random a couple from a hat, and it was Candace and Noah at River Bottoms Ranch in Park City, which was brand new at the time, luxury Park City venue. Anyway, gorgeous wedding. I think it was their wedding. If it wasn't their wedding, it was Amanda and Tony, which happened right after at that same venue. One of those 2 weddings, both 2 of our favorite weddings ever. There was one of the guests on the back row had a huge umbrella. Did I tell the story
I
already?
remember that. No, you haven't told
She
that. I
sat.
remember
It was
that, though.
okay. So just so you understand, River Bottoms Ranch is a white and green venue. So it's greenery and white. There's literally no other color. It's just a very 2-tone, luxury, beautiful venue. And usually, the people who get married there have their flowers and their color palette be the exact same, white and green. Usually, that's it. Maybe black tie. So on the back of the aisle, on the back of the ceremony, I'm shooting this way, the wide, the guests. A lady, it's hot, it's July or August. A lady is sitting in the back center, okay, on the back row in the center of the aisle, with a huge, I think it was a Georgia Bulldogs umbrella.
Oh, boy.
One of those umbrellas that could cover 2 people, and she had it open on the back row. And it wasn't like off on the side so you can like crop it out. It was there. Nothing you could do about it. Couldn't get a wide shot. And those types of guests to me are like, do you not see the world around you?
Do you not know?
Like, do you have blinders on and you just think like the world revolves around me? Yeah. This isn't my day. They're honored to have me attending this day, and you think that, you know, your shit doesn't stink. I don't know. It irks me. Yeah. And same with those grandmas with the iPads in the aisle. And I've only had one of those. It was one of my first weddings. But she had an iPad in the aisle.
Took a toll on
Blocked the
ya.
bride.
Oof.
The groom did this, had to look around to see his bride. All those guests,
So
man.
she was in front of the bride.
but her, whatever. Guests in general with their phones out. People who just go to the ceremony and think like if they don't get their shot, they didn't attend.
Yeah. The
Just
same.
enjoy the moment.
They're the same people who record an entire concert or fireworks show.
Yeah, and put up their story too.
Same people.
4th of July, here's 3 hours of fireworks. Oh yeah, went to a Taylor Swift concert. Here's
the
2
whole
hours of
concert.
it. It's like post a highlight.
Same people.
Let us know you're there.
Yeah.
Cool. Keeping up with you.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see the whole 10-minute version of All Too Well.
Yeah.
I don't.
I agree.
I listen to it on my own. Don't need to see it. And your fingers over the microphone.
Yeah.
And I hear you screaming off tune. Anyway, so gruesome guests.
Gruesome guests. That's the intro.
Yeah. I've never been a gruesome guest.
Have you been a guest to many
No.
weddings? You haven't had
Yours?
the chance. Well, yeah. Well, you weren't.
A few of my friends, but no. My dream is to attend a black tie wedding.
Yeah.
Just attend it.
Maybe it's just because like I'm not an older parent or something. I just have never understood the urge. Well, I take
kids.
it back. No.
kids,
No. I just, even with bridesmaids and like I've never felt the urge just to be like, oh my gosh, this is my best friend getting married. I'm going to record everything. This is going to be so great. I've never had that urge because I know there's professional people there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think
I'm
that's
also
because
not
we're
a
in the
social
industry.
media guy.
Genuinely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, my dream is to attend a wedding.
Yeah.
Like that. Hoping Emma will invite us to our wedding.
Hopefully.
That
That's
ever
going to be
happens.
sick.
Would love that.
Yeah.
Because you know she's going to throw a bomb wedding.
Oh, you know she will.
Yeah.
Shall we get into it?
We should.
Because what we've
I'm gonna be
said, sorry for the 20
heated
minutes.
this
All right,
episode.
30 minutes now. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Well, I think it was 10 minutes of us figuring out mics, but all right. I will start from
Please,
a
while I eat a
videographer.
chocolate.
Gruesome guest. Here we go. You're not ready for this. I worked a wedding early in my career. I was probably 19 or 20 at the time, where I noticed the best man, who was also the groom's brother, kept staring at me and making flirtatious comments all day. I wonder what gender this videographer is, because that would kind of play into my imagination here. He was a solid 15 or 20 years older than me and wasn't wearing a wedding band, and I basically just avoided him the best I could. Fast forward to the reception, and I'm filming on the edge of the dance floor when he comes up to me and motions for me to follow him into a neighboring room. I hesitantly obliged, and when I stepped in the other room, he was standing there with who I quickly found out was his wife. He then said, I don't know if I want to read this. I don't know if I
Wait, what? No way.
So we've been watching you today.
There's no way. There's no way this is a real story. There's no way if this is a real story.
This is story number 1.
There's no way.
All right,
We're doing it.
We're in this.
Oh my gosh.
So we've been watching you today, and we both agreed we'd love to know if you'd be interested in coming back to our hotel room with us tonight. If you don't want to have sex tonight, we can always meet up in the future, but we'd be willing to financially compensate you. Needless to say, I was shook to my core. I think I just stared in disbelief for a few seconds, and then I told them I wasn't comfortable with that and needed to get back to work. I felt so uncomfortable the rest of the night and was in such a tough spot since the groom's family was the one paying. So I felt like I didn't really have anyone I could tell about what happened. Absolutely nuts. Never thought I'd be propositioned for that. Wait, what was I saying? For sex. Okay. Absolutely nuts. Never thought I'd be propositioned for sex with the best man and his wife. Oh my gosh. What is...
I guess those people exist. I didn't know they existed. I thought it was just
Swingers?
fairy tale. Swingers. I guess they're real. What? Dude, who submitted this? Please tell us. I'm
Please
dying
DM
to
me.
know.
I gotta know who this is.
I also gotta know if this videographer is a male or a female.
I got to.
Changes the whole dynamic. Holy moly.
Man, willing to pay. That's disgusting. First of all, straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Lock him up.
And
Both of
I'm
them.
sorry. You guys didn't comment like, well, that's their lifestyle. I don't care. No.
No. Don't
No.
get married. Don't get married if you want to do
And
that.
also, like, whatever you're into, go be into it, but don't approach someone working a wedding.
Professional.
At their job.
A professional.
That's their job.
Yeah.
Also must have been a great looking videographer.
Yeah. Fantastic.
You know they were dressed
You
like
know
nines.
it. Man, if this is a dude videographer, please send me what you were wearing. Not that I want to
Has
get
be Adam
approached.
Grumbo.
Yeah. Well,
Good
yeah.
guy.
I bet it was Adam wearing his tweed 3-piece. But man, so they didn't have a second shoot. What if they had a second shooter? That would have been crazy. Crazy. Would they have
What do you
brought-
do?
Would they have brought both the second shooters
Do
in
you
there? It's
leave?
4 people?
Because if it was like a guest, sure. A best
The
man.
best man on the groom's side, the family who's paying.
Yeah.
I would say I'm
Here's
leaving.
what's crazy is they probably took that no and just asked somebody else.
Do you think they went through with it?
The videographer? No.
No,
the
not,
couple?
no, the
Sure.
couple. You think they found someone?
Dude, they have the cojones to ask a working stranger vendor. You don't know if they're into that or not. But also,
How many people are into that?
let us know.
Just, I guess, send
Do
us a
you
DM.
think, do you think the couple's attractive? It doesn't matter either way to me.
The swinger
but
couple? Crazy thing, though. Maybe this is my skewed perception because, spoiler alert, I grew up in Draper, Utah. Some might argue the swinger capital of the nation. Go on TikTok.
Yeah.
Draper is swinger capital.
Oh, it's
I
disgusting.
didn't figure that out until last year when the whole TikTok swinger thing came about.
Yeah.
And then people were like, oh, yeah, no, I knew some swingers. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What? Apparently, I grew up in a
I
swinger.
got rid of my black wedding ring because of the swinger community.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Black wedding ring?
There's like certain that's borderline fine. But apparently a black wedding ring symbolizes swinger.
I feel like lots of people have black wedding rings.
Yeah.
What does this mean, Jake?
It's a secret underground community that we're now discovering. Pineapples was a given.
Which I kind of learned a little bit of
Upside
the back.
down pineapples.
I kind of learned the origins on the pineapple thing, if you want to hear.
Yeah.
So it was something about like Europe, okay, and Christopher Columbus, all the sailing of the ocean and stuff, when the world was like first getting discovered, pineapple doesn't grow in Europe. It didn't at the time. And so these voyagers, people would go off to these distant lands in South America or whatever, and they would buy pineapples and they'd bring them back and they would sell for like thousands of dollars. It was royalty to have a pineapple. And what I heard is that wives or whatever, when their husbands left to go sailing, they would put the pineapple in the windowsill and people would see the pineapple is upside down. The husband's not home. That means the wife is calling for someone to cheat on with.
That's wild.
Yeah. So that's why I heard around the grapevine. But
Also, if you cut a pineapple, let it sit upside down for 20 minutes before you cut into it because
Yeah.
it's more juicy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
my favorite pineapple, my favorite fruit is the pineapple.
a swinger symbol, white pebble rock in your lawn. Like
Zero
when your flower beds are full of white rock, you know, like I have black lava rock.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you have like those white river stones, like if that's your flower bed, apparently that's the swinger symbol. All right, 7 signs according to Google
7 signs.
for swingers. Number 1, which I disagree with this one, pampas grass. It's a very
Your house is
common
loaded
bush.
with pampas grass.
It's not, but it's a very common plant, especially in Utah.
We have pampas grass.
And maybe you'd argue that's because there's so many swingers, but I'm also thinking, no,
it looks good.
it's a very popular
It's minimal.
grass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
So I
good
disagree
look.
with that one,
Yeah.
unless it's just that common to swing.
Okay.
But my parents had pampas grass, and they're definitely not swingers.
Kayla loves getting pampas grass.
Upside down pineapples, we know this one. Okay, garden gnomes.
Heard that one. I've heard that one.
A California-based real estate agent once shared a post about swingers apparently using garden gnomes to indicate their partner swapping fetish. Wild. Flamingos in the lawn.
heard
That
that
one makes sense because it's very rare.
Yeah. Just
White landscaping rocks.
what the?
Adirondack
What?
Adirondack chairs.
What? Those things are comfy.
Those are everywhere.
Yeah, those are just like camping chairs.
That's stupid. Okay.
Maybe it depends on
And then
geographic location.
black rings on the right hand.
Oh, I got to be careful of that. Sometimes I put one on my index.
That's wild.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the TikTok whole swinging scandal last year or 2 years ago, whenever it was, being right here in Utah, I wouldn't have known about it.
What frustrated me the most is that she wanted validation for
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Which,
And that she got famous, like even more famous than she was.
yeah. And that's what she was after.
But then it just kind of like waterfalled into like, oh, they were in on it too, and they were in on it. Like, how does that start?
Gross.
I always wondered, but I guess this is how
And
it
there's
starts.
soft swinging, hard swinging, regular swinging.
But when you get married, how do you have that conversation? Of, hey,
Why get married?
do you think they talk about it before they get married? Are we gonna have an open relationship? Or are we gonna invite like
I think open relationships are a joke.
me too?
An absolute joke. That's an oxymoron, those two words together.
Yeah. No, you get married to be hitched. till the
Commit.
end. Yeah, commit.
You're just saying you can't
Please.
commit.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah. Or that your partner doesn't do it for you.
Yeah.
You need someone else.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Dude.
Grow up.
What,
Feels like middle
what-
school.
What a way to get approached though.
Anyway.
He was
To be approached at a wedding is wild.
He was eyeing the person down too the whole time, getting the
That's so
getting the
creepy,
vibes. I was,
dude. That's so creepy.
A little, ugh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
That's so creepy.
Yuck. Oh, I saw a picture next to the videographer, and it was your icon. I was like,
Where?
what does that mean? Oh, it just means we're both on the same document, so I see where your like cursor is. But it put it put your icon
I
next to.
submitted the story.
It's like, wait, where was I?
That's wild.
Okay, I don't feel like talking about that anymore.
No, go on.
Okay,
Head on.
next one on gruesome guests. Okay. Freaking guests who won't close their lips and listen to people who are talking with a microphone. This also applies to guests who would rather talk to people than watch the bride and groom's the bride and groom's first dance, cake cutting, speeches, etc. Just freaking shut up and listen and watch. This person's mad. It's especially frustrating because I need to capture audio, even though I've got all my bases covered audio-wise. Guest talking just ruin the experience of the people who are trying to pay attention in the moment, as well for the bride and groom when they watch their videos back. The amount of times I hear guests in the room say that they can't hear the person using a microphone is off the charts. It is so frustrating. Maybe this is a Utah LDS culture here. Maybe this is a Utah LDS thing, But my non-LDS weddings, I rarely see bad guest behavior. I just know you're going to have commentary on that
Oh
one.
yeah.
Even
me
when
in, coach.
multiple announcements are made to quiet down, they still don't freaking care. I think if they wouldn't have thrown in the Utah thing, I would have known this is from Utah because of the way
100%.
they're saying freaking.
Yeah.
Okay, do better. The end.
Not the end.
Not the end. There's another sentence. It's important to note that the weddings I do where the couple has hired a DJ, this is never an issue. Okay, should have started with that.
Yeah.
Should have started
Guests
with
should
that.
have shut up, though.
Yeah, they should.
It's not your day.
They should.
Shut up or leave. Same with the ones who bring their kids.
You got to go.
Don't bring them.
Don't bring them.
if they're gonna talk.
Did you see that viral TikTok the other day of like a really high-end wedding and there were kids that just like ran right onto the front, like the first dance and the sparklers were going off and it was just like, it happens so often. Yeah, kids just, they as much as we love them,
You could take that TikTok, literally that TikTok,
copy paste to millions.
and then at the end, fade to a Trojan condom commercial, like the logo, and be like family planning. Like that, to me, that's how strong
That's
that is
how
to me.
extreme it is for you.
That should be ran as a condom commercial.
You've thought about this.
Yeah. I hate kids at weddings.
Wow, yeah. We love kids, but not
Oh,
at
love
weddings.
kids. Oh, yeah.
Not at
But
weddings.
time and place.
Time and place. But DJs being an MC as well, I'm also not a fan of that. I don't like it
Depends
when
on
the
how.
DJs.
Depends on the MC.
It depends on the MC, but
Some do it well, some don't. You
exactly.
gotta know when you can do it well.
You got to do it, but I just like it when there is dedicated. You're a DJ, you're the MC, you're the planner. None
You
of this
also
blending.
don't need an MC
You kind of don't. You have a planner.
most of the time.
You should have a wedding planner that's keeping things on track.
Guests just know weddings, just events happen. So just have the DJ announce it before he plays it. You know,
But yes, in this Utah LDS culture, it's always just like
it is like when dances happen, like people are just like
yeah.
talking still.
Yep.
It's a family reunion.
it is. And the DJ is the one saying, "All right, guys, next we're doing the cake cutting," and then they got to like make up some huge elaborate thing.
Yeah, especially when there's no DJ though, and it's just like, okay, dancing time. It's like, and they're hitting play on their Spotify playlist phone.
Yeah.
No wonder guests aren't like gathering around for it.
Yeah.
And also, who cares to gather around a cake cutting? It's just like, what am I gonna watch here? It's just
Yeah.
not fun.
Yeah. I will say though, that has happened at a lot of LDS weddings because I think so many people like know each other from their wards and stakes. Where it's just
Yeah.
kind of like, it's a family
It's a
gathering.
family reunion.
Everyone's just talking. Hey, how's it going? Saw you on Sunday. How was
Yeah.
the game this past week? What'd you do? And they're trying to give their vows or whatever.
And the bride and groom usually are ready to leave too. You know, just
They don't. Yeah, they honestly don't
ready to go
care.
do it.
Yeah,
Ready to head out.
they probably already have earlier the day after the temple sealing. That's
Yeah,
that's
but
that's
like either
Utah
way,
culture.
like guest etiquette. If you're at a wedding, shut up, enjoy
Listen.
it. If you're invited to be there, but also again, LDS culture, everyone's invited. Usually, there's a guest list and you RSVP.
Right.
But these open receptions where you just like show up, shake the hand, and leave.
Yeah.
That's where I'm like, well, do you blame them for just talking the entire time?
Yeah.
You didn't make it a formal event, so don't expect people to be formal if you're hosting a very casual event when people are showing up in jeans and basketball
Yeah,
shorts.
I agree. I agree.
Also, if you're going to a wedding, how about you just dress up, show some class, all right?
It doesn't happen a lot around
Elevate
here,
the
actually.
event.
Yeah. I love it when the bridal party and just like the guests show up just looking good.
Yeah.
Looks so good. But yeah, here it
Be
doesn't
the
really
best
happen.
dressed person in the room.
Besides, what's your opinion on that? Do you want to dress better than the groom?
If I'm showing up to a wedding and I'm dressed better than the groom, that's the groom's problem.
But most likely he's just wearing like a black suit, black tie. Like if
Then I
you're
won't look better than
what if
him.
you're wearing like a 3-piece with like
wouldn't.
a chain, clock, like hanging out, like looking like Peaky
Then
Blinders?
I think
That's not his problem. That is you trying to be the man.
Well, if my intent was to one up him, but if my intent was just like, this is what I wear, I'm gonna look good at this wedding, and then I outclass him at his own wedding, it's like, well, it's
Man, the
your
groom,
problem.
the groom better know you're attending in a 3-piece
I don't do
tweed.
that, though. I'd wear I don't usually wear a coat unless it's required. Yeah.
I keep it pretty cash.
If it's required, then everyone's gonna look great.
Yeah, if it's
you know?
required, everyone's
Yeah.
gonna look good.
All right, not a guest, but a groomsman. Let's hope he's not a swinger. Back in 2019, I was shooting my third wedding ever, and when it came down to the first dance for the bride and groom, one of the groomsmen had the audacity to not only walk up and block my camera. Side note, I only had one at the time, so this was the only thing recording the dance as a whole. He then continued to take off his jacket, throw it over my face and my camera, and told me to go hang it up. I politely said, no, I have to shoot this, please move, while trying to hand back his jacket. He then took it and tossed it at me again and continued to walk away. Unfortunately, I did nothing or said anything about it. But in the footage, you can hear me whisper, "What a dick." LOL. So even though I missed a lot of the first dance, I still captured enough for the final film, thank God, and got a good laugh after hearing my comment while reviewing the footage. So joke's on you, douche. Yeah, joke's on you,
Joke's
douche.
on you.
Keep your jacket on,
I hope
bro.
he's listening to this. I hope
Yeah,
he's one of
keep
the
your
100.
jacket on.
Yeah, keep it on.
Like, go throw on the table.
I don't put up with dance party guests that are just like jerks to you.
During the first dance.
Yeah, during the first dance. Wait, yeah, during the first dance.
On the camera.
Even worse.
Also, but like, here's my thing too. That's not the videographer's problem.
No,
when
no,
the couple wants that raw footage and they see that happen, they can't blame the videographer.
Yeah.
But also, to blame the videographer, move.
Yeah, you got to move.
If she's probably on she probably on a tripod, monopod, locked up, I would have immediately I would have put the jacket on the ground and walked away.
Oh, yeah, you got to throw it on the ground. I
yeah.
mean, they only had one camera, so I'm guessing they were just trying to play it stationary, like profile.
Do you answer disrespect with more disrespect, or do you take the high road?
I would like to say I would take the high
I would
road.
have threw the jacket on the ground.
I would take the jacket and throw it on the ground. I just wouldn't say anything. But like, that's not taking the low road. That's just me doing my job. I'm just trying to film. That's all it is. You throw your jacket on my camera. Yeah, I can do whatever I want with that jacket. I'll throw it wherever I want. But
the pockets.
But again, yeah,
the room
we've
keys.
said it before. This is not like a guest issue. That's just a human issue. Who does that? Who taught them?
bro.
Who raised them?
Douches, scum.
Yeah, think they were drunk? They're probably
Oh,
drunk.
yeah. If they weren't drunk, there's a bigger problem.
Yeah.
But also, why is it okay if they are drunk?
Questions.
I won't preachy this time.
All right, next one up. I was second shooting for another company.
Tolman
Probably
Media,
Tolman.
perchance?
That was the first thought. Tolman, of course. The lead was a male, and so was his assistant. By the way, if it is Tolman, please DM us. That would be hilarious. Okay, the lead was a male, and so was his assistant. I am a female.
Hold on.
Wait, so
You were
Third shooting.
third shooting?
third shooting.
Or was there
sounds
like an assistant,
well,
not a shooter?
assistant kind of carrying stuff, I
She
bet.
said second shooter, and then there's an assistant. So either way,
guessing the
two males and a female.
Okay. Male, hang on. Someone is just pulling through behind this garage with a loud car. Lead was a male, so was assistant. I'm a female. As the second, I was tasked with shooting the groomsmen. Duh, LOL. I wouldn't say that's like a duh, LOL, right? Well,
Maybe she's sarcastically, as a female, why am I not with the bride? But
Yeah.
maybe the bride like knew the groom or knew the
Maybe.
videographer.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. So the second, the female is tasked with filming the groomsmen. And as I arrived, they were already kind of rough, but got quiet when I got there.
Classic.
I told them I'm chill and act like I'm not there. Instantly, I was disrespected. Oh boy.
Oh no.
They would tease me and any direction I tried to give. They would belittle me, brush me off, ignore me, and anytime I opened my mouth, I just got looks of shut up. One of them, the best man, actually said to me, "Why are you talking?" Thankfully, the second photographer was male, so they listened to him, but his direction didn't align with the video very well, so I wasn't able to get what I hoped for. The second the male lead videographer showed up, the groomsmen praised him and were joking with him. Suffice to say, I did not go back to groomsmen or any males in the bridal party. Never been so disrespected in my life, simply for being a woman. That's rough.
Stupid.
That's
Guys,
just stupid.
men are
yeah.
so, especially, I already know they were drunk. And it's because it was already a little
Yeah,
rough.
they're already rough.
I promise you they were already drunk by 10 or 11 a.m.
And it just kind of
And
shows
even
their
if
true
they
character.
weren't- Oh, yeah. Even if they weren't true character,
Yeah.
just
I
toxic.
wonder if the groom was in that group of just like being really toxic
Probably.
towards her because he's
he sets
drunk.
the vibe.
How is he going to treat his wife? You know?
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
you think.
Yeah. Also, I'm not taking sides here,
You are.
but don't direct the groomsmen.
I was going to say that. You don't need to.
You don't need to.
You don't need to.
You don't need to.
Yeah. We feel you. We agree. It's
And it sounds like maybe, maybe not, but maybe not, but maybe you were directing too much. And they were just trying to be boys, hanging out, having a good time. Some guys that morning take those mornings very sacredly, and it could have just been like they were just trying to hang out.
yeah.
And they felt like all of a sudden it was a staged photo shoot,
Yeah.
which you don't want that to feel that way.
Yeah, you
The
don't.
most I'll do is like, hey guys, like, if they're all drinking, like, can we get a cheer, you know?
Yeah.
But I just try to capture what's happening because that's the moment, that's the day, you know?
Yeah, posing the groomsmen is going to be rough. And it sounded like she had a set vision in her mind of like, oh, here's some Pinterest boards, here's something.
Mistake.
Yeah, you just got to go in and just keep it
do.
loosey goosey. Let the photographer do their thing.
do.
And if you want to pose a shot, maybe next to a window, turn off the lights, make it look moody, and snag a shot. But don't feel the need to direct.
Yes, and I promise you, and I'm not just talking about this videographer, but like anyone, I promise you, the couple, especially the groomsman and the groom, will appreciate the video, that part of the video, a lot more, knowing it's candid and knowing it's organic.
Yeah.
But if they associate, oh my gosh, the videographer, the photographer posed us and it was so annoying and we all got frustrated and we were trying to hang out, then they watch the part of the video, it's just gonna feel cheesy and like, oh, I hated that moment. But if they associate with like, wow, I didn't even know they captured that. That's the stuff they want to watch again.
Yeah.
Think about all the films we've filmed where in the reactions, the couple's like, I didn't know they captured that, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they got that.
Yeah.
What was the recent one we just watched? The groom, it was Adriana and Tyler.
Yeah.
During the ring exchange at the ceremony, she kisses his ring before she puts it on his finger. And in the reaction film, you see her look at it, gasp, and look at him. They got it. And she had no idea. She didn't think we did. You know what I mean? That to me
direct
is so much more important than if I would have been like, hey, now kiss the ring.
Yeah, you can't direct that.
Yeah.
If you would have, it would have been fake.
But I never direct the groomsmen.
Ever.
I direct the groom, like, hey, put on the coat.
Yeah.
Look this way.
Yeah.
But I don't talk to the boys.
Yeah. You hardly even.
Except during the groomsmen photos, which is specifically to be posed.
Yeah. Bridal prep, groom prep.
Yeah.
Hardly ever.
Yeah.
I'd say there's a little bit more posing with the bride because she's
she
wanting to
wants
be
to be
posed. She
posed.
wants to look good in her dress.
Sometimes,
her
yeah.
dress makes her look. Yeah, most times they want to look good in their dress. They know how it fits, how it looks on them,
Yeah.
and they're more down for that. But
Even that's
very
more
minimal.
like, okay, like in Georgia, Olivia like wanted all of her girls in the bed cheering, you know?
Yeah, right.
Like it's like more like an idea that we're all on board with. It's I would never like suggest that,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Maybe that's my problem. But
Maybe
I
it
don't
is.
think it is.
It's worked
Some
pretty
of our
well
favorite
for you.
shots have been walking into rooms, groomsmen rooms, and filming what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
At our recent lodge wedding, the one in Alta.
Yeah. Snowbird.
Yeah, Snowbird walked in, the boys, and they were all just hanging out, just filming. And I'm not filming, but I just started filming, showing the 85 gain depth.
Oh, it's so fun.
And like, it wasn't like beautiful, but it was real.
I'd say that's especially actually looking back now, filming the groom has what allowed without directing, filming the groom and the groomsmen is what allowed us to be really creative and find like mirror shots, like cool mirror shots shooting off like the TV, like 'cause you got to film in tight spaces, and you don't want to pose them, but you want it to look cool. And so that is actually a big part of how we got creative ideas for groom shots that are just not staged at all.
Yeah.
So you can have a vision, but don't be too hung up if you feel like it's going a different way.
No, I wanted to look up this quote because I didn't want to butcher it, but it's from the Truman Show, which
Love
we just
that movie.
watched. And Ed Helms says, no scripts, no cue cards. It isn't always Shakespeare, but it's genuine. It's a life.
Is that in his monologue part? Yeah.
And that's what it is. That's what filmmaking is. So being a documentary videographer should be, because real life isn't posed. It's not always Shakespeare, but it's genuine. And I genuinely believe, and I feel like what you and I have committed ourselves to with one of my vows is to be genuine. And our films portray genuineness.
Genuineness.
Genitals. Anyway,
I'm gonna be.
yeah.
Are we stupid? We should know that.
I don't know, but to be genuine, and so I feel like I would never walk in. I walk in the groom's room, and we're talking way too long about this. And if you're the videographer who submitted this story, we're not bashing you at all.
Not
we're,
at all.
We're just trying to say what we do. I'm very conscious of that, and I get annoyed when I feel the photographer is overstepping and ruining the organic moment. But then, okay, other side of the spectrum, there have been times when the groom wants us to be there to pose his boys. And he's told his boys, okay, the videographer's gonna come while we're in the Airbnb to get some posed cool shots of us hanging out. And they don't know how to be natural. And then we have to step in and be able to direct. But that's usually communicated.
And I feel like whenever that does happen, it's coming from a groom who has some sort of like film or photography background.
Yeah, usually.
For some reason, they kind of have a vision like, oh, we want it to look cool.
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's genuineness.
Sounds weird.
But like seeing it spelled out, it seems
And is it the Guinness Book of World Records?
it's the Guinness,
Guinness.
but it looks like genuineness.
okay.
Guinness. Yeah, toss me some chocolate. I gotta read this next story.
Yeah, read the story. So yeah, but either way, those men were stupid to you.
Terrible.
And they deserve to be bashed. So I'll bash them.
Yeah, please do. This is our last gruesome guest story. So technically, this is going to be the end of the podcast, but we're probably going to sit here and chat for
Well, we might end it. It's been an hour.
30 minutes of chocolate and just talking
we'll talk about this last story.
my tardiness. Okay, gruesome guests. So, ... To put this gently, you know it's going to be rough. We got a racist one.
We're going to cancel Nate after the story.
Gosh, this is not my words. I'm reading what you wrote.
I didn't write it.
I'm actually a little like giving commentary on this is going to be rough. Like we're not trying to get political here. I'm only seeing like the first sentence and I'm just seeing two races coming together. You'll probably be a little racist.
Okay. I'll be honest.
You'll be honest. If you haven't noticed by now, Jake,
Jake
has the hotter takes. Jake's a little more judgmental. Okay. Jake's a little more
Not with race.
No, not with race. You're a well thought out person. But if you haven't noticed by now, this podcast is kind of like me asking Jake what he thinks,
unapologetically,
and then riffing off of it.
I don't mind. Cancel me.
Okay, here we go.
I'm excited for this.
So to put this gently, the wedding was two races coming together. Should be
from a photographer, by the way. Sorry, start over for the clip.
Oh yeah, this is from a photographer. Gruesome Guests. So ... To put this gently, this wedding was two races coming together. Should be fine and dandy, of course. Races,
Interracials
we don't
are
see
hot.
color. We don't see, yeah. This was two races coming together. Should be fine and dandy. I've shot a ton of weddings like this, and it's great. But this one was rough. All day the families were battling, calling each other racist. That's crazy. The families going at it.
This is one of those movies. What's that movie with Eddie Murphy? Anyway.
Man. Okay. Whatever. A huge bummer. That's a huge bummer. Okay. But moving on with the wedding day. Ceremony comes and goes. Everything was fine and families were staying cordial to get by until the reception comes along. There was a photo booth. Man, those dang photo booths are always in the middle of drama. You had a photo booth drama.
It. Oh wait.
Well, Kirk didn't want it, but you were like groomzilla. You want? Well,
he ended up buying it for me.
It's always coming back to the photo booth. There was a photo booth set up outside the main ballroom, which is great, right? What could go wrong with a photo booth? Until a younger kid, around 7 or 8 years old, comes up and starts banging on the keyboard at the photo booth. Again, kids just shouldn't come to weddings.
I'm waiting for the racism to kick in.
Me too. Yeah. Okay, little kid starts banging on the keyboard at the photo booth. The sweet lady running the booth asked the kid nicely not to do that, and away he went. About 5 minutes later, this kid came back with his little posse and started banging on it again. His friends were laughing, and he was laughing, and the lady once again said to please not do that, or they would not be able to use the booth. Understandably so. 5 or so minutes go by, the kid comes back again, banging on the keyboard. Again.
Please leave your kids home.
Please.
I don't care.
Leave this kid home.
Who you are.
Leave this kid and his posse home, okay? This kid comes back again for the third time, banging on the keyboard, raising hell. And the woman working the photo booth said, okay, no using the photo booth anymore. And the kid runs off to his mom.
A keyboard at the photo booth?
Don't they have to like use to print off stuff? It might have been like connected to
like a musical keyboard.
No, like computer keyboard.
I've never seen a keyboard at a photo booth. Usually like a touch screen, just print, right?
Different kinds of photo booths.
Must be an old photo booth.
Hey,
I bet still use keyboards.
That's a great question, actually.
If this has nothing to do with race, I'm gonna cry laughing.
No, I'm guessing the racism's gonna come in these last 3 sentences here. Okay, so to catch you up here, kid comes back for the third time. Bang, bang, bang.
Got that? Yeah.
Get out of here. You can't use the photo booth. Kid runs off screaming. Kid runs off to his mom, who is in the ballroom. Oh, man. And I kid you not, in all caps, this woman comes out, all caps, screaming at the photo booth lady, absolutely losing her mind, and told her she was a racist for not letting her kid use the photo booth and said, all caps, I'm going to kill you. Both sides of the family then started screaming at each other, fighting, literally like throwing cats in a bag. The poor photo booth girl was horrified and started packing up her stuff. Cops were called. Reception got shut down. I got to go home early, but there I was, a 20-year-old.
shining light.
Way to find the good. A 20-year-old photographer watching this unfold over there like, do I take pics of this or?
Oh, absolutely.
You got to.
Absolutely,
Yeah, you put
bro.
that on burst mode and just.
Family Feud, get that freaking published.
Oh, yeah. Just just please do.
Stay toxic.
What an experience that was. Yeah, you're putting put the camera on photo burst and just
Okay.
take a picture of
She
everyone.
called her a racist, but this is not a race issue. This is a parenting issue.
Yeah.
It's the same thing back in our day when we were in elementary school, how like your teacher could like tell your parents if you were misbehaving in school, and you can't do that now because your kids are perfect and they'll try to cancel you. Same thing, like you just think your kid's an angel, and this kid was clearly disrupting their business, and maybe they didn't ask as politely as the story's recounting, but either way, they could have, told the mom, your child is banging on my stuff. And I bet that mom with the fire would have spanked her kid freaking to hell,
Oh, yeah.
But she didn't know, so she's probably assumed.
I mean, it probably all comes
I
back
don't know
to
why the race card came out so quickly, though. That's
the race
wild.
card comes out quick in pretty much any conversation nowadays, which is unfortunate. But I'm guessing that kid went to his mom and just said, that lady won't let me use the photo booth. So from the mom's point of view, it's like, why not? Right. But
Sure.
if I'm the mom, it's still quick to throw out the
But if you're the
racist
photo
card.
booth person, like explain it real quick.
But the
Unless
kid-
she's not letting you get a word in.
Well, the kid, yeah. It sounds like the mom was just not letting her get any words in.
So there's a lot of frustration at that wedding.
A lot of interracial conflict.
Yeah.
What's hilarious to me is that the families just started going at it. Like it started like so hot
was a
during the
tipping
day,
point,
and
yeah.
then it went down and like mellowed out. And then the lady, I'm just picturing this.
kid.
I'm just picturing this in my head. The photo booth lady kind of set this off, and the lady goes, the mom goes after the photo booth lady, and that was just the tipping point where like the families all of a sudden just started yelling at, like it was just that tipping point. Yeah, they just started going at each other. They were just waiting for something to happen.
That's wild. So sad. Yeah. I would have taken pictures of it for sure.
Oh, 100%.
I would have.
Flash on.
Wouldn't have posted them, never would have seen them, but I would have sent them to the couple and said, here's your gallery.
Here you go.
They would have just been like, oh yeah,
Thanks. Yep.
there's Auntie, whatever.
Yep.
She almost killed that lady.
Yep.
That's crazy. Family feuds, man.
I would love to hear.
I think
from,
marrying I think in general, cultures colliding can always be tricky.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if race is involved or not, but I think culture in general, different
Right.
family cultures is a hard thing to merge.
It is
That's
hard.
why marriage is a miracle in
It
general.
is hard. Yeah. I would have loved to hear the story from the photo booth ladies.
Oh,
side.
me too. Yeah.
If I would have said, yeah.
DM us the photo booth's
Please,
information.
Please.
We will,
I
we'll
want to
have
hear
them
this.
on.
Let's bring them on as a guest.
And the mom of that child.
Becomes like a Dr. Phil episode.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's.
I haven't had any. We had one wedding where the families hated each other. But luckily it's been the one in far in between.
Yeah, far and few in between.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we've had like a ton of like crazy, like gruesome guests.
No.
We've had some rough bridal
Just
parties.
annoying guests like bringing their kids, or bringing their kids, or bringing their kids, or like
Yeah.
when they like bring their kids and
Yeah,
or like bringing their kids.
that is a rough one. Time and time again.
If you guys can't tell, I hate when kids are at wedding. No, we've been blessed. I don't think we've had a whole lot of crazy stories about gruesome.
I'm genuinely trying to think
Think
of
the
one.
classic, the old guy who's makes fun of you at your expense. Or
Yeah. I'm trying to think. There was a wedding we filmed where I didn't like almost lose it, but it was like a recent wedding we filmed, dance party, and this dude was drunk, and I'm walking through the crowd, and I don't know what he said to me. This will go with me to my grave. I don't know, and I when I die and I get to push the replay button, I'm gonna go to that moment and see what he said, because as I was walking through the crowd, like he brushed his shoulders with me, and he said something along the lines of like, "Don't effing film that or do that," or something along those lines. And that was just like him crossing. And I stopped and I turned around and said, "What did you just say?" And he just kind of kept walking. Like, I don't know if he heard me. I've had very few moments in my life. I'll tell you after the podcast.
What was it rhyme with?
I won't tell you until after the
Give me a
podcast.
month.
No, I'll give you another one. Sushi. We ate a lot of sushi this trip.
Oh. Yeah.
And there was one guest there. And when I turned and said, like, what did you say to me? Like, he went and walked the other way. Because it was like a very threatening something he said to me. And I don't know if it was to me or something in general.
Weird.
And so I was genuinely like, what did you say? Because if that was about me.
I think it was. That makes sense.
Yeah. And I've had very few moments in my life where I just kind of like flip a switch and turn red. And I'm like ready to like throw down.
What I do wrong.
But if that wasn't me, I was not having it. And I would have just left or something. But no, that's the only thing that's ever come to mind.
Yeah.
We've never been like, well, I was about to say we've never been sexually harassed, but you've been a little.
Yeah, we've had our fair share of gropings. But hey, who doesn't nowadays, right? 2023, huh? Right? Still recovering. No, yeah. Well,
We've
Gruesome
had good
Guests. You
guests.
guys, if you have any stories, put them in the.
Please do.
Yeah, we have the link below. Submit your own stories. We love hearing these weird stories. If you're a swinger and you want to defend yourself, let us know in the comments below.
We'll bring you on the show as well.
Yeah.
Bring your partners.
Completely disagree with that lifestyle.
Bring your multiple.
And it's not a religious thing. It's a principle thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was wild.
Can't believe we started on that story.
Yeah. Yeah, I think. Tell me. I think marriage, marriage is such a binding financial commitment and contract and legal thing.
It's financial, emotional, physical.
I just don't get
full.
why you'd want to get married if you don't really want to commit to that person.
And you want to explore other people.
Yeah, because marriage is a commitment at its base. And if you can't commit, don't commit.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's easy to say like, oh, just get divorced, like if you want to live that lifestyle. But like,
and I think the people who would defend it would be like, oh, but if you're both into it, it's just fun.
Right. You bring some spice into your life. It's like, well, find other ways.
If that's what you need for spice, that's kind of sad.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But different people. Hey,
different people,
different personalities.
What do we know?
Different life experiences. Hey, we're just young guns, huh?
But hey, yeah. Anyways,
wow.
That was.
If you would have asked me what this podcast would have been like, I wouldn't have expected this sort of commentary coming from us. Like I thought it was just gonna be like kind of like laid back and chill. But I feel maybe just by your fiery comments, I feel the need to kind of jump in there as well.
I don't mind.
Yeah. Give me some chocolate. Yeah, submit some more stories.
Say about that.
Submit some more stories. We just got a fresh batch of awkward stories that we're going to kind of revisit for a part 2.
Next week.
Would love to revisit the gruesome guest. So if you have a gruesome guest story, whether you're a photographer, whether you're a videographer, or a photo booth lady, please send us some
I'll put a
stories.
shameless plug into a category I would like more submissions for.
Momzillas.
The photographer wars.
Oh, yeah.
I want to dive in to nightmares with photographers, and I want to defend those photographers.
Yeah.
Or completely agree with the videographers on why they're the worst.
But mostly agree with photographers.
But mostly agree with photographers.
Pretty much it's going to come down to,
There's always case by case. There's always bad photographers.
Yeah.
But
I can promise you we're just going to be like, oh, you should have communicated that.
yeah,
That's your fault. Have backups.
Photographer stood in front of my camera. I'm like, well,
have multi-camera.
did you have
angles.
other cameras? Like,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
It's your
like,
fault.
Okay, then what are you complaining about?
It kind of takes a lot for it to be the photographer's fault, I'd say.
Sometimes.
Or
case by case.
blatant, just, I hate the videographer, I'm going to get in the way of the shot.
That's what it is. When it's it's usually blatant disrespect. So yeah, submit those stories. I want to hear them.
Blatant.
I just saw an Instagram TikTok that had like 3 million views on just some like random person's account. They posted like our photographer lost our photos. And so their gallery is all of their guests' iPhone photos, and there's like 10 of them because like one of those unplugged weddings. And it had 3 million views, and the photographer they turned off comments. I bet everyone was just dissing the photographer, but then she updated the post and said like the photographer flew home, left her bag on the plane, and when she went back, it was gone to go get it, and someone had stole it.
That sucks.
And so then it looks like the bride, because she lost the photos that weekend. The bride, that following week, went back with all of her friends and family, got dressed up, and redid family photos and bridal getup.
What? With a different
That's what it
photographer.
looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We kind of had the opposite at our wedding. Like, no one lost their bag, but we had little cameras on the guest tables. So the idea was like, oh yeah, you pick up the camera, you take pictures so that we could have them all developed. I think there were like 20 or 30, like one of those, roll, snap, picture. What are those cameras? They're not
Disposable.
Disposable cameras, yeah. We had like 30 of those, and all of them were filled. And we took them to Walgreens. They lost all our pictures.
Walgreens is trash.
So we got all our photos from Courtney, the video, everything, but like those candid moments from the guests that my wife
Which
really
you
wanted
guys,
to see.
that's like your thing.
Yeah.
Arguably one of the more important things you wanted.
Yeah, Kayla was devastated from that one.
That's a hard one.
And here I am, fresh husband, trying to console.
Nothing you can do.
I'm sorry they gave us $150. That was what they gave us. Sorry we lost your 30
Nah, you can't console. You
rolls.
got to listen.
Here's
You gotta listen.
$150.
You listen and pat. It's okay, sweetie.
It's okay.
This sucks, doesn't it, sweetie?
We'll use this
But don't
$150
console.
at Walgreens to get some ice cream. Yeah. Stupid. It was stupid. We had some bitter feelings about Walgreens
Sure.
after that one.
Walgreens is trash.
Trash. CVS?
Garbage.
You don't like either?
All of them I use them, but they're just garbage establishments.
Yeah.
Just bootlegged trash.
I think I enjoy CVS.
Why?
I used to like Walgreens, but like I do like walking into CVS because it's just kind of
Got everything you need.
Kind of got everything you need.
Yeah. But it's just like a gas station to me. It's just like,
Yeah.
And I feel like if you have to go to CVS or Walgreens, you usually depleted your other options. And that's just why I'm always usually frustrated.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, I was walking by. I actually just walked into CVS a few days ago, actually. Funny you bring that up. And there's a Red Box outside the door, and I forgot that.
How is
Redbox-
that still in
I can't believe
business?
Redbox is still thriving.
How?
Do you own a DVD player?
No. I don't think I've seen
Do
one
you
in
have an
years.
Xbox? Do you play DVDs? Do you own DVDs?
No, nothing that I have
I'm
is capable
slowly-
of playing a DVD.
I'm slowly transferring my entire DVD library, which I acquired through my dad and like through Kenzie's grandma who gave us DVDs. I'm rebuying those on Apple TV and just owning it.
Yeah.
Just to have a digital library.
I can't believe. Yeah, is it? Maybe it's just. I feel like they just gotta sell at this point. Sorry,
Even
man.
the extended edition of Lord of the Rings, I'll keep as like a
yeah.
trophy
Oh, yeah.
on my shelf, the DVDs. But I'll watch them digitally.
It's probably going to be a
It's sharper.
cool. Yeah, it's going to be a cool relic someday to have. Like, oh, look at this DVD, Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
or whatever movie.
VHS tapes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
VHS is going to be cool.
The orange VHS ones, remember those?
Mm-hmm.
Legendary.
Love those.
Rugrats.
Rugrats.
Anyways, you guys, thanks for listening to us rant, talk about gruesome guests and life and chocolate and Nate's punctuality issues.
Yeah,
He's working on it.
still working on it.
It's okay.
But here we are.
No one's perfect. Nate's pretty close.
Tardiness got me today.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah.
If it happened this last week, I think it did.
By the time we're releasing this, yeah, I think
Probably.
I think it
So,
did.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Hey,
Thanksgiving.
Black Friday.
Yeah.
If we have things on sale, we'll link them below. And we'll
we
catch you in
will.
the next one.
Yep.